Once there was a king and a queen. The king held tournaments and practiced mock battle with his knights. While the queen grew roses and practiced her singing. They were very happy, but after a time, the king grew bored and restless.
I long to go out into the world and try my skill at battle.
But why, my dear, my husband dear, when you can play battle right here at home?
I feel like a lion, feel like a bull, and I must go to battle. I want to spread my kingdom's glory, prove to the world how strong my throne. I want to place in history's story a legendary victory of my own. Don't you see? Don't you see? Don't you see?
Well, thought the queen, if he must, he must. And he did.
I'm off for adventure, I'm off to the world, I'm off to fortune and fame. I'll travel the roads of the countryside until I find a prize I can claim.
The queen, who had always shared the duties of the kingdom, was now given full power to rule in his absence. The king asked their ministers to assist her in all things and prepared to depart.
I'm off for adventure, I'm off to the world, I'm off to fortune and fame. Goodbye, love. Goodbye, me. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
And off he rode, over the hills and down through the valleys, up the high mountains, across deserts and plains, until, after a time, he reached the lands of a foreign ruler.
I'll travel the roads of the countryside until I find a prize I can claim.
But the foreign ruler had heard about the king's approach and lay waiting, a trap all set and coiled to be sprung. And just when the moment was ready and ripe, the sound of the clarion's cry rang out, and soldiers appeared on every side, surrounding the king in a great surprise. They fought, sword on sword, blade on blade, arms to arms, and man to man, and the king was taken prisoner. In the meantime, the queen governed her land wisely and well. My country is at peace, my subjects prosper. But when 1 year became 2, and 2 years became 3, the queen grew worried at her husband's absence and feared he might be dead. But at last, the king sent a letter. Sell all our castles and sell all our land, and send as much money, as much as you can.
This foreign king has put a ransom on me, so paint land myself. Maybe there's a way I can rescue my king. Maybe there's a way to free him using my music. I'll dress in the clothes of a vagabond. A cloak with tatters, a hood. In my disguise I won't be recognized, and maybe then I'll have a chance. Well, I could.
Quickly, she wrote out a note to her ministers and prepared to leave the castle that very night. She didn't know if her plan would work, but she knew she had to try. She stood before the great gates of the foreign palace.